And welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I want to share my best tips on what you need to build a capsule autumn workwear wardrobe. So this is specifically tailored for those of us who need to go back to school or back to the office and who really want to build their best wardrobes and be able to pull out these amazingly effortlessly but stylish looking outfits in the morning that you can wear on a day-to-day basis. So if you are in search of that, then you have come to the right place. I am Anna and I post fashion styling videos every single week on my channel. In case you are new here, then I would definitely love it if you would hit the subscribe button to make sure that you do not miss any of my upcoming uploads. And if you want to see more of my daily outfits and what I wear every day to the office, then definitely also make sure to follow me on Instagram, because that is where most of the times I will post my outfit of the days when I rush out the door. Before I delve further into the video, I quickly want to mention that today's video is in a collaboration with Naked, which means that some of the pieces that I show are going to be from Naked. And if you decide and want to purchase any of these, then I will leave a discount code up on the screen and all of the information down in the description box, so that everything for you should be nice and easy to shop and you can even save money while doing it. So the first essential for an autumn workwear wardrobe that I want to talk about are tailored trousers. They have become such a wardrobe staple for me, and it's really surprising considering that 2 years ago I would have never even looked at trousers, but now I absolutely love them, especially to wear to work. I find they look very chic, sophisticated. For me, they're really easy to style, and especially in the colder month, they have become such a staple for me. The one that probably gets the most use in my wardrobe would be a pair of wide leg trousers. These ones are from Naked. You can see they have a gorgeous pleat and they're just perfect in the shape and the length and everything. And Naked is really a place I love to go when I look for these kind of trousers, because they just have so many styles and silhouettes, and I always seem to find exactly the one that I look for. And they also have everything in different fabrics, so whether you're looking for something like very thick and cozy, or you want something like light and linen-y, there's so many styles you can get, and I always seem to find new ones whenever I look, but I always find the ones that I'm searching for. So a pair of white ones would be an essential staple for me. These would probably be the first ones that I would go and get, just because they are so easy to style. You can style them with white and go for like a monochrome look. You can go and style this up with browns, with camels, with pinks, basically anything, any neutral color. Even if you have got something that is not neutral, light blues look great for the transitional period. And then you could also go ahead and go with like a camel roll neck, for example, and style this up and make it more autumn wintry appropriate. And trust me, white trousers just always look chic, sophisticated and elegant. They're so easy to style. For me, these are a no-brainer, and if I wouldn't have any trousers in my closet, I think the first thing that I would buy is a pair of white trousers, because they're just so versatile, and I find a white trouser always looks more chic than any of the other colors. Saying that, of course, I picked up some other colors as well. I think brown is one of my favorite colors to wear in autumn winter, and it just goes so easily with boots, with bags, with scarves, with darker things. I just love this kind of maroony chocolatey color. So again, this is another like white leg trouser that I got from Naked. It's a pair of like simple tailored pants, has pleats at the front, it's high-waisted, which for me is a must, and again they just look so flattering, and they're just as easy to style. You can again go with a camel roll neck, you can wear it with creams, you can wear it even with dark colors. There are so many ways to style this, especially if you not love a neutral wardrobe, then I would opt for a brown one. They're just so easy to style, especially if the weather gets a bit darker and more rainy and you don't want to wear something light on your bottom, then I would go for a pair of brown. Another classic for the autumn winter season would of course then be a camel colored white leg trouser, and I'm just getting all of the neutrals out of the way here. These now are from Abercrombie. These are the Salone tailored pant, I think they're called. Mine are in a size 26 regular, and to me I would say they perfectly fit to what usually would be a size small. I hope that helps you. I find this sizing very confusing, but these again are such a lovely pair of white leg trousers. Again, they're so easy to style. You can style them in multiple ways. Style with all of your turtleneck tops, with cardigans, with jumpers. Even a simple t-shirt and some chunky jewelry can look really flattering, and again, they're just such a no-brainer. You put them on, you instantly look chic, and you already have half of the outfit sorted. So yeah, these are definitely something I would get. I love that they have pockets, and I also love the fabric of these. And they're just beautiful, but they are a bit more pricey than the ones from Naked. So if you're maybe just starting out and want to see if that's something you really get your wear out of, start with something that is a bit more affordable. And if you then decide that this is a style that you really love, I would personally go and invest the money, because these are just so classic and timeless that I don't know whenever they would go out of style. Last but not least, for the trousers, I am also including a pair of black tailored trousers. For me personally, I wouldn't say they're an essential, because they're probably my least worn tailored trouser in my wardrobe, but I know that if we're talking workwear, for loads of people, black is a very common color that you wear every single day, or for some it's even mandatory. And these pair I really like. They're again from Naked, and I have ordered them I think last year, and they kind of have this like split down, and they also have this like very lovely like front pleat, and the fabric of them is just so nice. I love the fit of them and everything. And sometimes it is nice to have a good pair of black pants, and for me, I would say these are the ones that I would never ever switch, because I just love them. I love everything about them. It's just not that I choose to wear black on an everyday basis, which is why I get more wear out of the neutral tones. Workwear essential number 2 would for me be roll neck tops. I've briefly talked about them already, and I just love these so much, especially during the autumn winter season. They're just great to wear on their own, but also you can layer them up with cardigans, with blazers. There's so many ways you can wear them, and I assure you these will be a building block in your workwear wardrobe. There are 3 ones I would get, and that would be a cream or white one, a camel one, and then a brown one. So the first one I want to talk about is this one. This is the classic camel roll neck top. This one is from Naked, and it's 100% merino wool, so it's just a very nice and lovely quality, and it's just an upgrade to the ones that I've had before. It is just so lovely. It will keep you so warm, even with it being a thin layer, which I think is perfect for the office, because you want to be able to just freely move your arms. You don't want to bulge up these like bigger, chunkier knits that can just get really uncomfortable or too hot. If you've got heating up in the office, then that's not the best thing. I always prefer to wear something more slim fitted like this. And again, I just love layering them up with cardigans to wear them on their own. I love to pop my jewelry on top. I just think a roll neck will always look classy and more high-end than any other neckline, and there's just something about it that I just really like. Now, if you're looking for a more affordable alternative, I could also recommend these, which are from ZARA. These are the ones I've had before. I got this one, and I do have to say the quality of them isn't as nice, and it probably won't keep you as warm because it's not wool, but they just feel soft and they look so luxurious as well. I just think you couldn't really tell if you have a very sleek roll neck top what the price point of it is. So if it is something that you find yourself reaching for on an every single day basis, I would personally always say invest in good basics, but it's definitely wise to try these out first and to see what colors maybe suit you best, with styles you like, and if it's something that you actually enjoy wearing. I thought I'd spice things up a bit, and instead of showing you another like long sleeve roll neck top, I thought this like short sleeve or no sleeve version would also be a nice option. So as I said, brown would be the third color that I get, and this one's more of like a high neck or mock neck instead of a full-on turtleneck, which I know sometimes can be a bit more comfortable, and not everyone likes a roll neck, because I get that sometimes you can feel a bit restricted in them. I think it's just a thing of personal preference, but I also really wanted to show you this one, which is from Abercrombie, and this is actually a bodysuit which looks like this. And honestly, I have to say, I have never really been a fan of bodysuits, for the reason that usually when you tuck like the back in, it always shows as if you have knicker lines, but the ones from Abercrombie are built a bit differently, if you get what I mean, which means that you do not get any lines, and this material's so soft and cozy, and I absolutely adore this. Again, this is such a nice top to layer. You could easily pair this with any of the colors that I showed you so far, so you could pair this with your white trousers, with the camel trousers. maybe not the maroon ones, although actually that might look nice as well. Again, you could layer this up with cardigans. You could have something underneath. You could have a different like long sleeve top underneath to kind of layer the look. But especially in a transitional period when it's still mildly warm during the day, a sleeveless top like this and then layering this up with a cardigan in the morning and when you commute home would be the perfect option. And then if it gets hot during the day, you could just take it off and you're like free on your arms. For me, this works perfectly as a wardrobe staple. And bonus point, since it's a bodysuit, it will always look neatly tucked in and I never have to worry about any fabric bulging out. The next thing that I want to talk about are cardigans and blazers. And I put them into one category because I think either you're a cardigan or you're a blazer kind of girl. I think they kind of serve the same purpose, but I personally would always prefer a cardigan just because I find them more comfortable. But a blazer, I think, generally looks so chic as well. I just don't really find myself reaching for them a lot. So if I were to build a capsule wardrobe, I would opt more for cardigans rather than blazers. And the ones that I want to show you, I have 3 options. Again, you pick the one that you like the most and you pick the one that you think you would get the most wear out of. For me, if I was to narrow it down, it would probably be this one, which is from Massimo Dutti. It was in one of my recent hauls, and this is like a very heavily knitted, a cream color cardigan with these gold buttons. And I think especially these more chic, Chanel inspired, old money aesthetic cardigans really serve the same purpose or a similar purpose than a blazer. Again, a blazer might be slightly more evening appropriate, but for the everyday wear, I think you could also get away with a cardigan and be a bit more comfortable instead. It really just depends on your personal preference, but for me, I found this is one thing that I just wear so much. First of all, because I can wear it just close up as it is right now and have this as my top or instead of a jumper, and it still looks more elevated and chic. I could wear a roll neck underneath and have that poking out. I could wear a blouse underneath and have the collar poking out, which I find really elevates it as well and makes it look a bit more sophisticated. And then you could also wear this one opened as a cardigan, and you could have like any of your knitted tops or shirts underneath, even a blouse, and it still looks absolutely chic and professional. And for me, it's just something I gravitate towards a lot. A second option is this one, which is also from Massimo Dutti. This one's a short sleeve version, and as you can see, it has the black trim, which is really on trend right now. I find this is a very classic and timeless look. Again, there are a million ways you could style this. This one actually would look probably best with a black trousers that I showed you earlier, but I think you could also get away with wearing this with a camel colored one. I think that looks nice as well. Again, you can wear this opened or closed. You could also pair this with high boots and a black mini skirt, or maybe with some loafers and a mini skirt. I think that will look cute as well. And then the third option that I want to show you is this one from H&M. This is definitely a bit more affordable than the other ones. It's also a thinner material, so for me this would also serve the purpose of like a slim fit top. You could easily style this up with your trousers. I think again this would look great with the white one, especially because this one's not like a creamy or off-white color. It's more of this taupey shade, which I think just goes perfectly with whites. You could also pair this one with a brown or camel trousers. I just think there are so many ways of styling this. Again, with black, this would look really chic as well. Again, you could have a blouse underneath, layer it up and have that pussy bow poking out. Just think that is a very chic look as well. And if you're trying and testing out the style, you're not really sure whether it's for you, then I would definitely consider doing it with this one, because it's definitely a lower price point than the other ones. And then I quickly also want to talk about blazers, because I do think blazers do have a spot in my autumn winter workwear wardrobe as well. And I'm not talking about the very slim fitted regular blazers. I'm talking about these, which are very similar to the kind of cardigans that I showed you. These are the more cropped blazers with the gold buttons, something that is more standout, more statement. And again, this paired with any of the tailored trousers or even with the jeans just looks so chic and sophisticated. And again, is something that will never go out of style. This one's a proper wool one from Urban Revival, which has these gold buttons. I absolutely adore this one. I wear this loads of the times and it does keep me very warm as well. I love the structure of it, and especially in the season that we're in right now, this for me is the perfect thickness of jacket. And then another one that I have just fallen in love with is this one, which is from Mango. This one's more of like a camel color and it has the most spectacular buttons. They're just absolutely perfect, and the fabric of this is a lot softer than the one from Urban Revival, so this just feels much more casual to wear, yet it looks so chic. You could easily pair this up with any of the jeans or trousers that I showed you. You can easily pair this with any of the roll neck tops, more the slim fitted ones. You could pair this up with just a t-shirt, but with your white button down blouse. Again, there's so many ways to style this, and I think a nice like tailored jacket like this thrown on top will always elevate the outfit. To anything that might sound or look plain, throw this on top and you have an instant outfit. Personally, I love to wear skirts and dresses, but that can get a bit tricky during the autumn winter season, especially when it gets colder. So my next wardrobe essential would be a jumper dress. This one's a very simple option, which I think is great for the office. So it's a creamy little roll neck dress, and it's actually really simple in its silhouette. I would personally style this up with some knee-high boots and a belt, maybe have a nice looking coat on top, and then for me, this would definitely be a perfect autumn winter outfit. I really love jumper dresses because they're just so nice and cozy, and I always struggle finding the perfect one, but I do really like this one. I just think it's very classic, it's timeless, it's cozy and comfortable, and when you get home you could just snap off the belt, take off your boots, and you're instantly good to go for like a cozy evening on the couch. It just doesn't feel like you do wear a dress. It doesn't feel like you put in effort. You basically just wear something that could also be a pyjama, but you can also wear it to the office. You can still look chic. I think it looks very sophisticated as well. And I personally just really like this. You could also layer this up with like a little blazer to make this more office appropriate as well. For me, this is one of the style staples that I would just chunk on in the morning and would be good to go. And it's just a no-brainer for me, so I definitely had to include it, especially if we're looking at those mornings where it's dark outside, we don't really want to think about our outfit, we don't really want to put anything together, then this is one of the easiest hacks you can do because it looks chic and elevated. It looks like you put effort into it, but really you're just wearing a giant sweater. One thing that cannot be missed from the autumn-winter workwear essential wardrobe would be your bag, your everyday handbag that you take to work or uni or wherever it is that you go. And for me personally, it has to be a tote bag. There's no other way I will get and fit everything that I need for an entire day. And the one that I personally just use the most is this one, which is from Fairfax & Favour. This is their Windsor bag, and this one's in this beautiful tan leather. It also has this gorgeous little tassel. For me, this is also more of an autumnal wintry bag than it is a summer's bag. I think in summer you can get away with a lot less, but for me, a heavy, like good quality manufactured bag that also has shape. Like as you can see, if you put this on your desk, this will stand up. This will not just flap open and all of your essentials will come out. This one's just a very well-made bag. Again, the structure, the quality of this is just amazing. Fairfax & Favour never disappoints. And I think for workwear especially, this is important to consider. You do want a high quality bag, something that says you're really professional and sophisticated. And also if you are carrying like a laptop, books, notepads, whatever it is that you carry with you, you definitely want to make sure that the seams and the stitchings are well done, because the last thing that you would want is for it to rip open and everything would fall out. So for me, this is the perfect one. It has the top handle. It also has a crossbody strap in case things get a bit too heavy. You have this big compartment in the middle, and then on the front and also on the back, you get these sections where you could squeeze in documents or anything that you really want to keep straight or like separate from anything else. And then this comes together as the most structured and sophisticated bag. Also, I think the tan color is just very versatile and will go with all of your outfits in autumn winter, especially if you have a similar color palette to mine, which is all neutrals, then this will just go perfectly. So, let's talk about outerwear. I think the first thing that we're going to need is a trench coat, especially transitioning from summer to autumn. And while the temperatures are still mildly warm and you do not want to have like a full-on coat already. You do need something you can pop on to commute to work, and for me a trench coat is just the perfect thing, especially if it's a bit longer like that and you do still like to wear skirts like I do as long as possible. Then I would opt for something longer that covers you up, that you can, you know, just snuggle up in, pair with a lovely little scarf or accessorize, and then for me this would be the perfect look. This one's from H&M, so it's really affordable, but honestly I just fell in love with this trench coat. I think it is the perfect one. I love the buttons. I'm slightly disappointed that it doesn't have like any reinforcement on the shoulders, and it doesn't have anything around the sleeves or cuffs. But when you consider the price you pay for this trench coat, it's a really lovely, affordable alternative. And especially if you already invest in more of the like good basics to wear on an every single day basis, I think with your outerwear you do have to consider it is the first impression that people will see, and therefore it has to be something that always looks good and stylish. But if you are considerate about, you know, spillings or, you know, just getting dirty from the tube ride or anything, then there's really no shame in going for more affordable alternatives. So this trench coat for me would be a must, especially during the more transitional period. Next up, I want to talk about a few more basic tops that I would recommend you to get, especially for layering up. Once you've got your roll neck tops and cardigans sorted, then these are the next things that I would get. First up would be a basic white button-down blouse. I debated whether or not to put it in the video because I think it is so basic that probably all of us already have one. It's one of those wardrobe staples that I think everyone owns already. But then again, this is a basics video, and this is a video about, you know, really finding your favorite like staple pieces, your building blocks. And definitely I wouldn't be able to wear a lot of the outfits that I do if I wouldn't have a white button-down shirt. And for me, this is one of the things, especially in an office environment or more professional environment, that I would always need, especially if you do start to layer things up with cardigans or with jumpers and you have the color poking out. I just think it's such a nice and preppy detail that I definitely wouldn't want to miss this. And then once we have that sorted, we can go more into our knits. And for me, there are a few basic knits that I would say we all need. For me, this would be, first of all, this little Ralph Lauren jumper. For me, it's a very simple cable knit top. This one's a V-neck style. And for me, there's just something about it that is very timeless and classic. I just love to layer this up, have a blouse underneath. I just think it looks so chic and preppy. And also, just flung it over your shoulders, it looks so nice. Next up, I would say would be the same thing, but in a camel color, because camel is just one of my favorite colors during the season, and it's just so cozy and warm, especially on those really cold days. This is something that you might want to opt for. And then I would say a striped jumper would also be a staple for me by now, because this is just a thing where you get a bit more experimental with your style, but you are still very classic. And so far, all of the tops and buttons that I showed you are interchangeable, and this one just goes with everything so easily as well. I think it adds a bit more of like a Parisian vibe. It is very chic, but it also is more casual for me. This would definitely be something I would wear on a casual Friday. I think stripes will never go out of style, and therefore I do think they are considered a wardrobe staple or workwear staple. Another workwear essential that I debated whether or not to put into the video are jeans. I almost left them out, but then I just last minute decided to include them because I do think that sometimes a pair of jeans can come really in handy, especially if you have more dressed up like jackets and cardigans and these kind of blazer thingies. Then sometimes a jean is just a very nice and simple thing to wear to balance it out and to make this look a bit more modern and a bit less trying so hard. So for me, a pair of mom jeans or straight leg jean is the one that I would personally go for. And honestly, searching the perfect pair of jeans hasn't been easy for me. I've been trying for years and I found a really good pair at Mango. For me, the first essential would be a very light blue denim wash. I just think this is something very classic that again you can pair with loads of different tops, and especially if you pair it with more tweedy materials and ballet flats, more feminine and timeless pieces, then again a jean can look really chic. And then I would also say, if we're already here, to go for a pair of cream colored jeans. These are the same ones, just in a different color. They're from Mango, in case I haven't said that already. But I find a light colored jean, like a cream or white one, always looks more chic and sophisticated than a denim wash. And if you're trying to dip your toe into styling jeans, then I would say maybe start with something like this. If it's not really your style, then a cream color would just blend in so easily and perfectly with all of the things that we've already talked about. Again, this is easy to style with whites, with creams, camels, browns, basically all of our favorite colors in autumn and winter, or especially my favorite colors. So if I was to include jeans, then these two would be my option. And then last but not least, I want to talk about footwear. And for me, the staples that I think we all need in our autumn winter wardrobes would be, first of all, a pair of trainers. Trainers are just a great way to make outfits look a bit more casual, and I think the most basic ones that you could get are the white trainers. Again, they go with almost everything. They do look slightly more elevated than a regular trainer, and for me, if I was to narrow it down to the one pair of trainers, I would definitely say a white pair of trainers is something you cannot go wrong with. Alternatively, if you're not really the trainer kind of gal, then I would say a pair of loafers is something that you definitely do not want to miss. I wear my loafers all the time, and I will leave my favorite ones linked down below, but I think loafers are just the perfect balance between something that is a comfortable flat shoe, but that still looks chic and elevated and very sophisticated. And to me, a loafer would always tie in outfits together and make them look more professional. Also, ballet flats have become a huge staple in my autumn winter wardrobe. I also debated whether or not to already include boots, but I think temperatures are dropping, and it is just that it's still so warm that I haven't really worn my boots just yet, but I know I will get so much wear out of them once the temperatures do get a bit colder. Like I mentioned with the jumper dress, they're so easy to wear. For me, a classic pair of tan boots, knee-high boots would be probably the most classic ones that you could get. I also have a pair of chocolate boots, which I know I wear a lot, and also one in more taupey colors. So choose the color that you think you will wear the most. For me, I would say it's definitely the brown ones that I wear the most currently, but I just love brown tones. I have a lot of brown tones and I kind of rotate between them, but for me, just a pair of classic knee-high boots is something that I wouldn't want to miss. Again, this one's from Fairfax and Favor. They match really well with the bag that I showed you earlier, so these are for me very easy to style. If you are more the type of girl for a daytime heel, then I would say a pair of slingback heels is so classic, timeless, yet very sophisticated. And I think that your shoes are something where you can really express your personality, and for me they just look a bit more glamorous and extra. I really love them. Again, the white color just goes with everything. I love the gold buckle. Again, I just find they elevate really easily, and especially if you style them with jeans, I think it gives a really nice contrast and balances out the casual yet chicness of the outfit. So again, this is something that I would just really love to pair together. So guys, that brings me to the end of today's video and my roundup of what you'll need to build the perfect wardrobe for your autumn workwear. So let me know if this video was any helpful to you, and then I'll say thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye!